threats against the United States continue to rack up, and that is cause for concern for millions and millions of people. Now, most people thought the biggest threat to the United States was Russia. It's not. Other people thought the biggest threat to the United States is China. It's not. The biggest threat at this time is actually Iran. And I want to break down what is going on, why Iran is the biggest threat, and what we need to look forward to moving forward. So all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's get right down to it. So of course, Russia is a major threat to the United States. So is China. However, Russia understands that they shouldn't attack the United States. China, same thing. You don't see the United States going out and trying to commit a war, right? And go start one with China or Russia. No. Those three countries, they understand what would happen if they do that. However, Iran is much different. This is why many other countries and world leaders are trying to get Iran to back off. Iran does something very different. They don't go out there and attack, all these other countries themselves. No, they use proxies. Well, here's what Saudi Arabia is doing right now. Saudi Arabia is offering Iran an investment to limit the Israel-Hamas war. Okay? It says kingdom's offer hinges on Iran reining in its regional proxies. That's what they want. They don't want Hamas attacking Israel again. And based off of what we have heard from multiple experts is that if Iran continues to fund these proxies like Hamas, what's going to happen, especially right now, there's a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And the expectation is that it will get extended once again. But if Iran continues to fund these different groups, they are going to continue to attack their targets. Okay? That's the reason why Saudi Arabia wants to offer this investment. Let's go ahead and read a little bit into this article, and we'll talk a little bit about it. It says Saudi Arabia has approached Iran with an offer to boost cooperation and investment in its sanctions-stricken economy if the Islamic Republic stops its regional proxies from turning the Israel-Hamas war into a wider conflict. That is the biggest concern that many countries have. And not just ones that are in the region, but some that are outside. The United States, for example. Okay? Russia, for example. China. They don't want this war to be even a little bit more wide. Okay? We don't want it to go and affect more people. Right now, it is impacting thousands and thousands of people. Potentially hundreds of thousands. Because what we keep hearing is that northern Gaza is pretty much leveled. The majority of northern Gaza is uninhabitable. What we heard from Elon Musk, he's up for helping rebuild, right, and funding some of that. But again, this isn't going to be a quick fix. It's going to take some time. So, what we need to look forward to and what we expect out of all this. First off, is Saudi Arabia going to invest into Iran? The answer is most likely yes. Iran would be almost foolish to not accept this. But at the same time, that investment is going to play into Iran's hand where they could then take that investment, fix their economy, because again, it has been struck because of sanctions. And if they do that, they might be better off in the next 5 to 10 years. Initially, right now, it may be a hard hit. It might be something hard for them to swallow, but it is something that would benefit them in the long run. And that's why many people expect they're going to accept this. Now, let's continue reading. It says the proposal has been delivered directly and through multiple means since Hamas's attack on Israel last month and the ensuing war in Gaza, according to Arab and Western officials familiar with the matter. It says the possibility of a deeper engagement also came up in the encounter between Iranian President Raisi and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed during a summit in Riyadh this month to address the war. said the people, speaking on condition of anonymity to discuss the sensitive talks. Raisi was among the first leaders that MBS, as the Crown Prince is known, spoke with after the Hamas attack. Now, one of the things I can tell you is that this is actually, it's pretty good. Okay, it's not something that has to happen. But if Saudi Arabia decides we are going to invest into Iran, as long as Iran stops what they're doing, okay, and they are trying to rein in proxies in the area, that's big. But what that also means, and let me be very clear with this, if Iran has an investment into their economy, but that investment hinges on them reining in their proxies in that region, that means proxies in other regions, they are getting additional funding. So guess what that does to the United States? That puts us at a greater disadvantage. We have seen over the past week where, or actually a couple weeks ago, where hospitals were attacked by an Iranian-backed group. They're called the Cyber Avengers. And what they did was they pretty much made it impossible or difficult for hospitals to continue to do what they do on a daily basis. There was 30 hospitals. Okay, 30. That is big. There's 30 hospitals in this network that were attacked by a cyber attack. Okay? They all had to get ambulances to redirect patients. It was a mess, but they got through it. What do you think happens if Iran has additional funding? They have somebody backing their economy, especially with the size of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has money. So just think about that. This is why many people are now saying that the biggest threat to the United States is Iran. And it's because Iran doesn't care. They will go and attack the United States. It's not Russia, it's not China. They will go and attack. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think this is a good thing for Saudi Arabia and Iran to pretty much partner together in this, and Saudi Arabia invest into Iran? Do you think this is bad news for the United States? Do you think this helps end the war between Israel and Hamas a little bit sooner? Let me know your thoughts. But again, that is what we know at this time. As soon as we know more, I promise I'll come back on, share all the latest news and updates. But again, that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.